Hi, this is Rose Condren with Condren Insurance, and I'm making this quick video to kind of explain what's going on with the stuff up in the mountains of San Bernardino. It's happening in other areas too, but this is where we live. So what's going on is a lot of the companies that we're used to, like Farmers and State Farm and Allstate and Geico and Mercury and Travelers, they've either all stopped renewing or they're non-renewing, and they're not writing new business, not regular homeowners policy. So what I had to do as an agent is I had to find another place to write insurance. So most of us agents went to what's called surplus lines or non-admitted companies, and so we've been doing those. Well, they're non-renewing now. They've changed their underwriting guidelines. Lloyd's of London, that's been in business since the early 1600s, is no longer writing on the mountain as well in the high fire line score areas. And if they are, the premiums are thousands of dollars more than they were last year. And so in that sense, if you've gotten a renewal from some of those companies and your premium has tripled or quadrupled, or I got one that was, I think it was at $3,000 and it came in at $5,000. I had another one that was $4,000 premium regular and it came in at $9,000 or $10,000. So they absolutely went crazy. But generally, they're not renewing at all. They're just coming back that they're not writing in the area anymore because of a change in underwriting guidelines. So we've had to go to writing to California Fair Plan, which, as it turns out, they actually have a pretty good program system, and they answer their phone calls, and you get to talk to real people. And I've actually had a pleasant experience with California Fair Plan, because in the past, us agents have always kind of poo-pooed California Fair Plan, as a last resort. And they are a last resort. But what they do cover is fire, lightning, internal explosion. They cover smoke damage. Vandalism and malicious mischief is under, I forget what they call it, some other peril, but it's vandalism. They do vandalism and malicious mischief, and wind and hail. And so they'll cover all those things. And it's kind of, what they cover is kind of like what your insurance covers when you buy a brand new car, and they want to make sure that you have comp and collision when you leave. They want to make sure, your lender wants to make sure when you drive that car off the lot, that if something happens and you total that car, that they're going to get paid off for that car. And so it's the same way with the homeowner's policy. They want to make sure that if the fire burns it down, that they're going to get their money out of it. Now, they have not asked for any other, but it's basically fire, lightning, internal explosion, wind and hail, and vandalism and malicious mischief. Those are what your lender wants. And so those are all satisfied on a California Fair Plan policy. However, California Fair Plan does not cover a lot of other things. So they cover, and I like to look at it like they cover those things. So you got that, but you got some gaps in the middle here. So you have, the gaps are, just some of the gaps are liability. So if somebody falls and slips on your property, or you're out shopping and you hurt somebody, or maybe your kids are in a sporting event and they hit somebody with a soccer ball and knock them out and they want to sue you. Or your shopping cart gets blown away and you hit an old lady and she falls down and breaks her hip, they can sue you for that. So the liability, that's one of the things that's covered under your difference in coverage or wraparound policy. That's the second policy that you get to fill in the gaps where California Fair Plan is open. Liability is one. Another one would be water damage. That's a big deal. So if you are going on vacation or anything and you live in the mountains, you probably already know that you want to shut your water off and clear your pipes, especially if it's colder weather, because those pipes can break while you're gone and you've got water damage inside the house, and that's a big problem. So you want to make sure you do that. But I have had insureds that just come home after 2 hours of shopping and the pipe broke underneath their sink, and boom, you got $12,000 worth of damage. Their whole downstairs is full of water, and the subflooring has to be replaced, and all kinds of things. I've had people where, I had one lady where her grandson or grandchild was visiting, and they just happened to see that the little sink, is a little extra sink in the kitchen, the plug was not in, and he stuck the plug in, and she didn't realize it. And when she stuck her cup in there for her water to fill for the day, she walked away, and usually it just goes in the sink, but because it was plugged, so an hour and a half later she forgot about the water. Her husband noticed that water was dripping through the ceiling into the garage. So that was a lot of money, $16,000 worth of damage. So there are things, a pipe breaks in the wall. It does not cover if your main breaks or something like outside of the house, but if it's within. Another example that it wouldn't be covered under California Fair Plan is a tree falls on your house, which does happen. And so you want to make sure that computer making a lot of noise over here. So those are the things that go and fill in, so that instead of having one policy with a bunch of gaps in it, you get the DIC policy, and they fold together, and they make one, like a regular homeowner policy that we're used to. The price on the DIC policy is usually a lot less than the California Fair Plan. So typically a California Fair Plan might be $1,000, and your DIC might be $400, $368 or $400 or $500. It depends on how expensive your home is, of course, how much coverage we have, but that's basically it. And so you have one policy that covers the fire and all that, which is what your lender wants, and then you have another policy that fills in the gaps and will cover the things that you need for your home. And so that's what we're having to do. And I wanted to make this video just to explain that. I'm having to explain that to a lot of my customers and people that I have people call me that I don't even write their insurance, but a friend gave them my number because they're freaking out. There's like a lot of stuff on social media. I don't know if it's the Facebook or just the bulletin board for Running Springs and the local mountain areas, but a lot of people are worried that they're not going to be able to get insurance, that they're going to have to pay hundreds of dollars a month just to pay their premium. And so I just, wanted to let people know that. Again, I have my condranagency at yahoo.com. You can email me here, condranagency at yahoo.com, and I will try to answer your questions. And if I have enough of them that I have not answered on this video, I will do another video and post it. And then my YouTube channel is just Rose Condren at YouTube, and it's really for cooking and keto and carnivore and recipes and how to get healthy and look great and feel good all at the same time. But I did want to post this, and I didn't want to do a whole new YouTube channel just for that. So and then my phone number, if you want to give me a call, this is the Arizona number, the one here, but I have 909-771-9680. And again, I just want to let everybody know, if you're one of my insureds, I've got it covered, and I will be either providing you with a quote soon, if your renewal's in September or October, or if it's a couple months away. If you are looking to buy a home and need quotes, give me a call. I'll give you a quote right on the phone, right then and there. I won't have to hang up and call you back and send it to you or anything. I can talk to you, and you can leave with your quote. I'll email it to you. If you have a home already and you've got a non-renewal notice, give me a call, and I will give you a quote for that policy as well. But don't freak out. You might end up spending a couple $100 more a year, or maybe a little more than that, but you can get insurance, and we can work on some of the figures. Anyway, hopefully this has been helpful, and again, don't worry. I've got you covered, and I can do a policy for you. I've gotten people calling me say, "Are you writing? Because I can't get a policy anywhere." If you're calling an agent down the hill, you're probably not going to get one. So I do specialize in these homes up here. That's all I do. I retired as a farmer's agent. After 30 years, I sold 2 of my farmer's agencies in that 30 years. And I only do these high value and high fire risk homes, and I just concentrate on those. So Anyway, give me a call if you have a problem. Again, that's 909-771-9680, and that's condranagency@yahoo.com. Have a great rest of the day. Bye.